Hi, it's Ashiya. I'm a BASI certified Pilates teacher from Manchester. And in this session today, I thought I'd do a shorter workout because all of the videos that I've posted on YouTube so far have been hour-long sessions, which are great, but we don't always have time for an hour. So I thought I'd go for a shorter one. It's going to be pretty intense, focused, efficient work. So the idea is that you can work in a shorter frame of time, but you still feel like you've worked hard. Lots of abdominal work, as always with mat classes, or at least my mat classes are always very abdominal heavy. I'm not going to chat too much, so let's just get into it. So we're going to come to standing, begin with a couple of roll downs just to settle into the class. So this is your moment to check in with your body, see how you're feeling, switch your mind into gear to work out. So you want your feet directly underneath your hips, arms are straight at the sides of the body, crown of the head is reaching to the ceiling here, and then from here, palms are turned to face inwards, looking straight ahead. So you're nice and lifted. Imagine someone's pulling the top of your head up with a string, really lifting here. Inhale, and then exhale, tuck the chin, begin to roll down from the very top of the spine. Feel a really delicious stretch through the back of the neck as you round down. And you want to hang the arms heavy from the shoulders and melt the spine down one vertebra at a time. You're rolling down, not hinging down. And we're allowing a soft bend at the knees here. So we want to think about a spine stretch. It's not a hamstring stretch. It's not a flexibility test. Inhale at the bottom, hold it. Pull the abdominals up. And then exhale, tuck the tailbone as you roll yourself up to standing. Really thinking about moving one vertebra at a time and lifting the crown of the head up to the ceiling at the top. One more like this. Inhale and exhale, nodding the chin and rolling down. Thinking about moving one vertebra at a time, rolling through the upper back, then the mid back, then the lower back. Again, thinking about opposition. The fingertips are reaching towards the floor while the center of the back pulls up. Inhale here, hold, and then exhale, rolling up from the lower back, the mid back, the upper back, and then the head reaches up at the top. One more, just come down to the mat this time. Inhale and exhale. Really trying to control this movement, and also just taking these roll downs as information. So you can notice the body feels different every day. Notice where you feel tight, where you feel wonky. Maybe one hand reaches the mat before the other. Maybe you're rolling out on your feet. All of this stuff, it doesn't matter per se, but it's just information that you can use in the workout afterwards. And then from here, soft bend in the knees, or even more of a bend in the knees, and just bring yourself down to seated in the middle of the mat. And you want to just make sure that you are kind of in the middle of the mat, so you've got plenty of room behind you. The first exercise is going to be the roll up. So we're going to come into what we call the top of the C curve, well, the top of the roll up, the C curve. So your legs are together, the legs are straight, the toes are pointed. We don't normally start the roll up from a seated position, but we are today. So here, you want the shoulders over the pelvis. I want you to really think about pulling the abdominals back. So like with the roll down just before, except when you were upside down, you want to think about the center of the back pulling backwards and the fingertips are pulling forwards. So it's basically the same shape, it's just we've got the legs straight now. And you're looking down to the knees. You're really active in this position. We're not bunching the shoulders up to the ears. You should feel like you're really working just sitting here. Inhale here. And now exhale. I want you to use your abdominals to control this. You're going to round down. So you're going to roll down to the mat and you're going to try and bring the lower back down first, keeping the arms parallel to the mat. Then as the mid back comes down, you hold it in this chest lift position. And then the arms reach up and overhead. Palms are turned inwards here. And then we go again. So now this is the full thing from the beginning. This is the full start. Inhale, arms, head, neck, chest, come over. So we lift behind the shoulder blades. The hands are in line with the shoulders. You're really thinking about pulling the abdominals down here. And now exhale, keep this shape in the spine as you roll yourself up to seated. And then we come back into that C curve. And we go again. Inhale, exhale. Really slow and controlled. Holding as the mid-back comes down, arms reach up and over. And again, inhale, arms, head, neck, chest. Exhale, keep this shape in the spine. Roll it up, use the abdominals to control it. Inhale to hold at the top, looking down to the knees, really active here. And then exhale, curling back down. Holding as the mid-back arrives and reach up and over. 2 more. Inhale, arms, head, neck, chest. Exhale, rolling up, inhale to hold, and then exhale, using those abdominals to control it. You want to bring the lower back to the mat first, tuck the tailbone under, and reach up and overhead. This is going to be the last one now. Inhale, arms, head, neck, chest. Exhale, rolling up. Inhale to hold, and exhale, curl it all down. Holding as the mid-back arrives at the mat, and then reach the arms up and overhead, and then circle the arms around. I'm just going to move myself down slightly on the mat because I've shifted up, which always happens with the roll-up. Right, arms are now open to a T position. So you want the hands in line with the shoulders, the palms are turned to face upwards, and the whole of the upper back is really connected to the mat here. The shoulder blades are actively pressing down. I want you to now draw your abdominals down to lift the right leg to tabletop and the left leg to tabletop. So when we're here, we want to have a 90-degree angle in the hip joint and in the knee joint. And we want to ideally try and keep it that way. So the legs are just going to be glued together here, squeezing together. The knees are actively as one. So imagine that both of your legs are one big leg. Okay, we're going to inhale, spine to a supine. We're going to inhale, rotate the legs over to the right without twisting towards the body or away from the body. The left side of the pelvis, the left hip lifts off the mat, but the left shoulder blade is firmly anchored down, and we're trying to pull the left rib down to avoid arching the back. And then exhale, draw it all back to the center. Use the obliques on the left of the waist to bring it back. You'll notice this is an abdominal exercise. Inhale over to the left. Right side of the pelvis lifts, the right shoulder blade is down, but that right rib is trying to pull down. You should feel really active in the center of the waist and the right of the waist. Exhale, draw it back to the center. We'll go a tiny bit faster for the next one, but not too much. Inhale over to the right. And exhale, use the obliques on the left of the waist to bring everything back. And inhale over to the left. And exhale back. So the waist is where the movement's happening here. We're just tick-tocking side to side through the pelvis. The abdominals are controlling the movement. This isn't a big stretchy back stretch kind of exercise. People quite often assume it is, and actually it's all about the obliques. Inhale over to the right and exhale back. Keep the knees squeezing together. Inhale over to the left. Remember to keep that knees on the same line, and exhale back to the center. That was the last one. And then from here, keep the legs in tabletop, but bring the hands to reach the top of the knees. So the knees will need to come a bit closer. Elbows are wide. And then from here, I want you to really, really press the hands into the knees and knees into the hands. So I'm not asking you to squeeze the knees into the chest like that. I want you to keep this resistance on both ways. So they're kind of fighting each other. And then from here, again, inhale, prepare. Exhale, you're going to lift the head, the neck, the chest, press the knees into the hands and the hands into the knees to come up. So we're now in this tabletop position with the legs, but the knees are slightly closer. There's like an 80-degree angle in the hip joint now. And we're lifted behind the shoulder blades. You're looking just to kind of the top third of your thighs, I would say. Keep the torso deadly still now, and you're really pressing into the hands, that biceps are working. Torso's not going to move. You're going to inhale to straighten the legs and arms in opposite directions. The fingertips touch behind, and then exhale, circle the arms back around to close the legs back in. Hands come to the knees, and we're back at the start position. This is double leg stretch. Inhale, open, and exhale, close. So as we move through this, we want to try and move the feet on a horizontal plane. So they're just moving across, and then you try not to let them lift and lower, and exhale back. And at the same time, we want to try and get the hands so they are at the same line as the feet at the top end of the movement. Exhale back. 2 more. Inhale and exhale back. You'll notice the slower you go with this, the harder it is. And exhale back. Hold it in the center. If you need to rest the head at any point, put it down. Both hands around the right knee. Outside hand goes on top of the inside hand. Left leg straightens. Again, we're really actively using the arms here. Toes are on the same line still. We're going to inhale to let go. Exhale, switch. This is single leg stretch. Right and left. Right and left. Keep deepening the abdominals. And left and right and left. I'm going to go 3 and 3, 2 and 2, 1 and 1. Hold it here. Stabilize. Rest the head if you need to. Otherwise, hands behind the head. Interlace the fingers. Elbows are just in your peripheral vision. We're going to exhale to bring the right knee in as you rotate towards it. Keep lift behind the shoulder blades. Exhale, left knee. Inhale through the center. Exhale, right knee. And left. And right. And left. We're going to go 4 and 4. 3 and 3. 2 and 2. 1 and 1. Both knees back to the center. Hands on top of the knees. Inhale and exhale. Release. Have a quick rock side to side. Should hopefully feel suitably warmed up now. I know I do. And then keep the hands on top of the knees and rock yourself up to seated. Sit yourself back slightly. Open the feet out so they are mat width. Flex the feet here. So you want to be pushing the heels. Imagine your feet are pressing against a wall. And then we're going to bring the arms out in front, same as like we did with roll up. So the hands are in line with the shoulders. Shoulders are connected into the back here, so we're not shrugging them out. Okay, inhale, spine stretch. Exhale, nod the chin. And begin to roll forward and down, articulating through the spine, just like we did with the roll down at the start of the class. So we're trying to move through the upper back, then the mid back, then the lower back, and we're reaching forward at the same time with this one. So imagine you trying to reach the hands, the fingers past the toes. Inhale, hold it here. And we want to check that the collarbone's wide. We don't want the shoulders hunched up around the face. Shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, roll it up, lower back, mid back, upper back, and then head up at the top. And when you get to the top, you want your head and shoulders over the pelvis. Inhale and exhale, nodding the chin and rolling forward and down. And with this one, might not think of this as being an abdominal exercise, but it kind of is. So I want you to really think about pulling the abdominals back as you roll down and roll up. It helps really control the movement through the spine. Inhale, hold, and then exhale. So notice what your abdominals are doing now as you roll up to seated. Nice. We're going to do 2 more. Inhale and exhale, nod the chin. And articulate down through the spine, moving 1 vertebra at a time. Inhale, hold, and then exhale, peel it back up. Imagine stacking the spine back, 1 bone at a time, and lift. We'll do the last one now. Inhale and exhale. Inhale to hold, and then exhale, roll it back up. and lift up at the top. And then hold it here, bring the legs back to parallel. You'll just want to make sure you've got room behind you. Keep the arms where they are, point the toes, come into that C curve again, like at the top of a roll up. Inhale here, pull the abdominals back in this position, and then exhale, we're going to roll down to the mat. Exactly the same as the roll up. Hold it here, but then just bring the arms to the sides of the body. Head down, shoulders down. We're going to go into the roll over. So if you don't know what that is, I recommend watching the first one. When we do inversions, you want to be looking straight up to the ceiling, no looking side to side. Hurt your neck otherwise. Otherwise, let's go. So from here, we need to draw the abdominals down, lift the right leg to tabletop, and the left leg to tabletop, glue them together. So we're at that right angle again, really trying to be stable through the pelvis. From here, you're pressing really actively into the back of the arms and the shoulders here. You're going to exhale, straighten the legs away to a diagonal. You want them to be about 60 degrees. Inhale up to a 90-degree angle, so they're vertical. The legs are pointing up to the ceiling. Now, exhale. This is where the really strong work comes in. Exhale, you're going to use your abdominals, press into your arms, and use your back extensors, your back muscles, to lift the legs up and over. You want to bring the legs so they're parallel to the mat. And here, you're thinking about lifting the sit bones up to the ceiling. So you're really working through the back, trying not to collapse here. You're going to inhale to flex the feet, open them to hip width, and then lower the toes down only as much as you can control it through the back. So you might not lower them at all. And then exhale to roll the spine back down to the mat with as much control as possible. Point the toes to the ceiling and then close the way to 60. I'm just going to shove myself ever so slightly down because I was just touching the tower then. Right, so come back up to 90. Inhale, exhale, we go again. We press into the arms, lift the legs up and over. So you're really, really, really active through the whole body here. Keep the knees straight, keep the legs together initially. Inhale, flex the feet, open them to hip width, and then lower down only as much as you can avoid collapsing through the back. Think sit bones to the ceiling. And then exhale, roll the spine down, one vertebra at a time, point the toes to the ceiling and close the way to 60. One more today. Inhale up to 90. Exhale, press up and over. Inhale to flex the feet, open them to hip width, lower the toes down. You don't have to lower the toes down. And then exhale, roll the spine down. Keep pressing into the arms. To point the toes to the ceiling. Close the legs away to 60. And bring the knees into the chest and rock side to side. And then from here, you're going to turn onto your side. I'm on my right side. You don't have to be on your right side. Just one of your sides. Right, long line here. So we're going to do side lifts, which people often mistake as being a leg exercise because the legs are moving. It's actually an abdominal exercise. Obviously, it's whole body. But really, the abdominals are doing the bulk of the work. So you lie in a long straight line. The bottom arm is long underneath you. The palm is turned upwards to the ceiling, and you're just resting your bottom ear on the arm. The legs are totally straight and glued together. The toes are pointed and the knees are pointing forwards here. Top hand is planted down on the mat for support. And then final thing, top hip is stacked over the bottom one. No twisting forward or back. Okay. Let's go. So we inhale to hover the legs about an inch off the mat. They're really, really active here. Then you're going to exhale to use your obliques. The top of the waist is going to lift the legs up as the bottom of the waist presses down. Hover at the top. Inhale down to hover at the bottom. And we go again. Exhale, slicing the legs up without going forward or back. Inhale down. It's hard. And exhale to lift. It doesn't look like much, but it is strong work. Inhale down. And 4, exhale, lift. And inhale down. Good. And 5. And inhale down. And 6. And inhale down. and 7. Really just thinking about the pelvis moving side to side here. The obliques are working at the top, really doing that heavy lifting. 2 more. And inhale down. And last one. And inhale all the way down. And then push yourself up to seated. And just swing the legs around to the other side. We'll just make sure we work evenly on both sides before moving on to the next set of exercises. So same thing here, just check your setup. You want to be in that long straight line. Toes are pointed, top hand planted down, bottom palm is facing up to the ceiling. And then we go again. So we inhale, hover the legs just an inch to begin. And then exhale, use the obliques at the top of the waist to lift the legs while the bottom of the waist presses down into the mat. Inhale down. And exhale to lift. And inhale down. One side always feels harder than the other. And this is the one that feels harder for me. Inhale down. And exhale. And inhale down. 3 more. Exhale up. And inhale down. Keep the legs squeezing together. 2. And inhale down. And 1. And inhale all the way down. And then from here, just turn yourself onto your back. And then gather yourself for a moment. Arms straight down by the sides of the body. Lift one leg at a time to tabletop and the other leg to tabletop. And then reach the arms up overhead. The palms are facing the ceiling this time. We're going to go into the 100. We're going to inhale, prepare. Exhale, as you lift the arms, the head, the neck, the chest, the legs are going to straighten to a diagonal. If you wish, they can stay in tabletop. Otherwise, hold it here. Inhale. Exhale, start pumping the arms up and down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, keeping everything stable. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 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 Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2 more sets. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, last set. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Knees back into tabletop first. Inhale, arms up to high diagonal, and then bring everything back down. Circle the arms around, bring the knees into the chest, hands on top of the knees, and just rock up to seated. Okay, we go. Another heavy thing coming up next. Okay, hands behind the knees. Settle yourself. I'm saying this mostly to myself, by the way. I know what's coming next. Okay, we're going to go into the teaser. I'll just tell you. Okay, lift the right leg to tabletop. Shins parallel to the mat. Left leg to tabletop. Glue the legs together. Okay, I'm going to give you 2 choices. You can choose to stay in the teaser with bent legs, just like this. They don't move, that's fine. Or you can straighten them. I'll do 2 with the bent legs, and then I'll do the rest with the straight legs. So to begin, we're going to lift the arms up to the ceiling. The legs are going to stay exactly where they are. We're going to work through the abdominals here. So it's like a bigger, more exaggerated roll up. We're going to exhale to roll the pelvis. Using the abdominals to control it. As we come down to our backs, the arms come down with us. And then we reach the arms up overhead. The head comes down. And then we inhale to lift the head, the neck, the chest, like with a roll up. And come back up and reach the arms up at the top. One more like this. Exhale to roll down. You'll see the abdominals are really controlling this movement on both ends of the move. And then inhale to lift up at the top. And then hold it here. Soles of feet together. Fold forward. Have a moment. So we're going to do, let's say, four more teasers. Now, so you can choose to do what we just did there. That's absolutely fine. Or you can do the full version. That's teaser 1, by the way. So hands behind the knees, lift one leg at a time to tabletop. And then now, if you're going to do the full version, you're going to straighten the legs and arms at the same time. Now you've found it really active in the quads and the hip flexors as well. We're going to exhale to roll down. Reach the arms overhead. Inhale to lift, reaching at the top. Exhale to roll down. I've already taught a class today where I've done loads of teasers and I am feeling it. Inhale to lift. 2 more. Exhale to roll down. Inhale to lift. We're going to do the last one and we're done. Exhale, roll down, using those abdominals. One final push. Inhale, head, neck, chest. And lift and hold it at the top here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees, hands behind the knees, soles of feet together, pull forward. And then just butterfly the knees here. Have a moment. And then we are going to do something nice that will stretch out the hips, because you're probably feeling it at the front of the hips. So bring the feet to the mat, bend the knees, arms out in front, inhale here, and then exhale, just roll yourself down to the mat. Arms come down by the sides of the body. Bring the feet closer. So you want the knees to be bent at about a 45-degree angle-ish here. I say ish because it depends on everyone's proportions. And then we want the arms pressing down and palms pressing down. Shoulders are active. Neutral pelvis and spine here. So you're not doing anything in particular intentional with your back. You're not pressing it down. You're not arching it. Just relaxed. Inhale. Exhale, you're going to draw the abdominals down to the mat. Press the middle of the back down. Curl the tailbone upwards. So you're using the lower abdominals to create that curve in the bottom of the spine. Then keep that shape in the bottom of the spine. Start pressing the weight into your feet and use the glutes and hamstrings and inner thighs to lift the pelvis away from the mat to go into our pelvic curl. Inhale here to hold. And then exhale, again using the abdominals to control it. You're going to roll the upper back down, then the mid back, then the lower back, and release at the bottom. And again, inhale, exhale, tuck the tailbone first, switch on the lower abdominals, and then peel the spine away from the mat. So we're again thinking spinal articulation, one vertebra at a time. Enjoy that really good sense of stretch at the front of the hip flexors here at the top. Inhale, and then exhale, curling the spine back down, all the way to the mat, and release. We're going to do one more like this, and then we're going to go into shoulder bridge prep the same way afterwards. Curl the tailbone with an exhale. Switch on the glutes, hamstrings, inner thighs. Lift that back away from the mat, one vertebra at a time. Making sure that the pelvis is higher than the ribs here. So draw the ribs down and lift just the pelvis higher by using the glutes. Inhale, hold. And then exhale. Peel it down. Thinking pubic bone to nose the whole way down. Releasing the tailbone at the very last minute. And then we're going to come up again and stay up for the next one. Inhale. And exhale. And lift at the top. I can't remember if I just said shoulder bridge prep or shoulder bridge. I meant shoulder bridge, so we're going to do that. So now I want you to really, really focus on your setup here. I want you to stay in this position. You're going to really focus on stability through the pelvis. The left leg is going to take the weight. Nothing else changes as you bring the right leg to tabletop. And then you're going to straighten the right leg up to the ceiling, the toes pointed. You're going to exhale to lower the leg down. Inhale, flex the foot up. Exhale down, keep the knee straight. Inhale up. 3 more. Exhale down. Inhale up. And 2. And inhale up. Last one. And inhale up. Hold it at the top, right toe points. Bring it back to tabletop. Put the right foot down. Stabilize in the center. Use your glutes, find a bit more lift in the pelvis. Left leg comes up to tabletop first. Straightens up to the ceiling. Exhale to lower. Inhale, flexing up. Exhale, pointing down. Inhale, flexing up. 3 more. Exhale, down. And inhale up. Keep pressing into the back of the arms. And inhale up. Last one. Exhale, down. And inhale up. Hold it. Point the left toe back to tabletop. Left leg down. Hold it here. Find a bit more lift in just the glutes, the pelvis. Inhale. And then exhale, peel the spine down with as much control as you can. Use the abdominals to control it and release at the bottom. Nice. Okay, hands around the knees. Rock up to seated. We're going to do some more teaser. Okay, teaser 3. If teaser 1 with straight legs wasn't really happening for you, you can just continue with the bent leg version that we were doing just before and not even try and do this version. We're going to just do 3 of these. That's an option. Otherwise, teaser 3. We get into it the same way. The right leg lifts the tabletop and the left leg lifts the tabletop. We glue them together and then we straighten the arms and legs at the same time. Fingertips reaching to the ceiling. This time the legs and arms lower together. We exhale, roll down, using the abdominals to control it. The legs lower at the same time, but they just come to a hover. And then we inhale, lift the arms, the head, the neck, the chest, and reach everything up at once. 2 more. Exhale, really controlling it through the abdominals. And reach. And inhale to lift up at the top. Last one. Exhale, down. And reach. And inhale, lift. And up. And now I want you to hold it here. Keep stable through the center. We're going to go lower the legs and lift. And lower and lift for 3 more. And 3. And 2. And 1. And then bend the knees, 1 foot at a time, other foot down. Soles of the feet together. Fold forward. Okay. Butterfly the knees. Have a moment here. And then, final thing, we're going to just finish with some simple back extension. Nothing fancy. I'm just unclipping my mic because I always just end up drowning out the sound if I don't. So you're going to come to your front. Just the basic back extension. It's powerful enough as it is. We don't need anything fancy. So, right, we're lying in a long straight line. The legs are glued together. The toes are pointed. Arms are straight at the sides of the body. They are actively lifted away from the mat here. Hands, the palms are turned inwards. Arms and hands are narrow to the body and, like I say, really lifted. So you're working in the back of the arms. The triceps are so active. Looking straight down here. Exhale to prepare. You're going to inhale, press the pubic bone down into the mat to protect the lower back, and you're going to lift the upper back, thinking reaching the breastbone forward. The head only moves in line with the spine, so you should just be looking down to the top of your mat. And then exhale down to lower. And inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. We're going to do 3 more. Inhale, lift. Keep the fingertips reaching towards the toes. The crown of the head just moves in line with the spine. We're not doing anything with the neck. Exhale to lower. And 2 more. Inhale, lift. Thinking breastbone forward. And exhale back. Keep the arms hovering. Inhale, last one. And exhale, lower. All the way down. Rest down. And then you're going to press into a rest position. Sit on your heels. Reach the fingertips long. Drop the crown of the head down between the arms. And just rest here. So really, really stretching out the back. Allowing the head to sink down to the mat. As you inhale, try to imagine stretching out the back by expanding the ribs. And then exhale, feel it all knit back together. And again, inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. 1 more round of breath. Inhale. And exhale. And then keep the head down, but just gently walk the hands towards the body. Bring the hands to the sides of the knees and then roll yourself up one vertebra at a time to seated. When the head comes up, then bring the hands to the sides of the knees again. Gently push yourself up so that you're in a crouching position. If you can bring the heels down here, don't worry if you can't. And then you're going to just start to straighten the knees. Come into the bottom of the roll down from the start of class, dropping the crown of the head down to the floor. Inhale here, and then exhale. Rolling yourself all the way up to standing, reaching the crown of the head to the ceiling, and we are done. 35 minutes of good hard work, I'd say. I've got a bit of a sweat on my brow. So I hope you enjoyed that. Hope to see you in the class soon. And as I've mentioned in other videos, I do have an online platform with loads of classes. So if that's of interest, just have a look at the information below the video. Otherwise, hopefully see you in the class soon. Bye.